And then giving your brain permission to not be the responsible one. A place where you don't have to be the leader, a place where you can just be the player, you can just be the cheeky one. Have you discovered a place?
When we talk about leaders, we generally expect them to be super strong, not talking about their issues, all the time being available and online doing the hard work, and we see them very, very strong people. However, they go through a lot of stressful situations, and it's okay that they also feel vulnerable and stressed. What do you think, Andy?
Oh, Nasim, I think it's such an important topic. And as somebody in leadership like you would understand exactly what I'm talking about. So a leader manages their stress differently to the general population. So right now, the standard approaches are not necessarily what relaxes a leader. So a standardized individual is not energized by high achievement. So can you understand how a leader may need a different stress regulating modality because they are energized by achievement, by output, by outcomes. So leaders often need a tailored stress management model that's very different to what is being preached or talked about in the general population. I think for you, for example, it's the creative expression. You relax and regulate your nervous system through her creative expression. This is what I know of Nasim. So this is an exact example of something I would encourage in a leader when it comes to expressing themselves and managing their stress. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. So we need to find some pathways.
Yes, and often the workload for a professional or a leader is really, really high, and a lot of their self-identity comes from the output. So then to regulate that nervous system, that high impact nervous system, it's about creating a space where you don't have to think about output. You can just be in the flow of the process. Now that means you guys need to schedule time in your diary doing something that is not related to work.
Definitely, yeah.
Does that make sense? And then giving your brain permission to not be the responsible one. A place where you don't have to be the leader, a place where you can just be the player, you can just be the cheeky one. And without that space scheduled, and I mean it every day, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it has to be a part of every day, not at the end of a year or at the end of a semester.
Definitely. So if I want to give some quick examples, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, if I'm right, he was saying that he would like to challenge himself physically by doing surfing. And then at that time when he's doing surfing, he doesn't think about anything else because it's super challenging for him to do it. And that physically and mentally, refresh him.
Yes.
Another example is philosopher Noah Harari, that he's doing yoga 1 to 2 hours per day, which is, you think that's a lot of time, but he's suggesting that 1 to 2 hours is necessary for him to refresh his brain and actually focus more.
Oh, that's a perfect example. So it's basically a place where you can enter a state of flow, and you understand flow, right? So it's a place where you forget your name, you forget your country, you forget the battles, where you are immersed in the experience. But that's hard to define sometimes because you've put your identity so much in the output of your leadership and the roles and the responsibilities. So sometimes it takes a bit of practice until you discover what that place is. Because for somebody it's surfing, it's not going to be surfing for me. That would stress me. And have you discovered your place where you forget your name, your culture, your pain? Have you discovered a place?
I have so many different activities, like fitness is one of them. And then the other ones could be arts, philosophy, fashion, story, style, those kinds of things. For example, if you love surfing and it's not possible to do it, we can choose other variations to refresh our mind. Yes. So Andy, if you want to have a conclusion in terms of leadership and stress, what would you say, stress management?
So what you described just quickly there is your need for diversity, and that relaxes you. Now, personality, that's what I want to leave everybody with, how important understanding your personality frame, because if you have a personality that doesn't like diversity, you're lowering the openness scale. You don't need that many opportunities, but you just need the one thing. or someone like you, diversity. So learning your personality profile is critical. Thank you, Nasim. You are an artist, and I think that is the best place for you to manage your stress, your creative expression.
Thank you very much. So as leaders, let's prioritize our health and well-being. If we are healthy, happy, and peaceful, definitely we can make our team healthier, happier, and more peaceful to have higher level of performance and achieving our goals.
Agree.